All right, and welcome to this episode of The Entertainment Jungle. Today, we're going to try to get rid of our parents. Yes, that is the cartoon movie we are talking about today. So let's get right into it. Let's see who we have on the show to help us navigate through this movie. We have Walter.
Hello, hello.
Quackrin the Great.
Hi.
And Ryan the Lion.
What's going on?
And I am Cornelius, and today we are talking about The Willoughbys. It is rated PG, and it is on Netflix. This movie is directed by Chris Pern and Corey Evans. It's written also by Chris Pern and Mark Stanley, and has the voice talents of Will Forte, Maya Rudolph, and Alessia Cara. And the movie is about the Willoughbys, and they are convinced that they'd be better off raising themselves, and the children hatch a sneaky plan to send their selfish parents on vacation. The siblings then embark on their own high-flying adventure to find out the true meaning of family. I want to know, what are some overall thoughts on this cartoon movie, which is the second one to be rated PG instead of G on Netflix? Let's start with Walter.
I hated the movie. I thought it was dumb. I don't like the moral of the movie. However, full disclosure, I didn't watch it, so I got my information from my daughter, who loved it.
Whoa!
Really?
So your daughter loved it, but you're giving it a negative review?
Yes.
Even though all you have to go on is her positive review?
I'm not really giving it a negative review because I didn't watch it. I'm just here to listen to your opinions. But I'm going to give my daughter's opinions and her rating.
Oh.
Wait. You didn't watch any of it?
0. 0. When I picked them up today, I was like, hey, I have to talk about this movie. Explain it to me. And they did, which when they were explaining it to me, I'm like, I don't really like this movie, but I'll use your review.
All right. Ryan the Lion, what about you? What'd you think?
So, I thought the movie was okay. It's not my kind of movie. I don't have any little cubs, so this just isn't one that I would be drawn to on my own. But I thought it was fine. I liked the voice talents. I definitely had a few chuckles. Yeah, overall, it was alright.
Quackrin, was it bad or was it great?
I thought it was pretty good, actually. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought that the humor was better than a lot of cartoon humor. I enjoyed it. It seemed like it seemed more real. Like, I think the kids would like the way that they spoke, and I liked the way that they spoke. I thought it was entertaining a lot of the time. Yeah, I actually liked it.
I mean, it's funny you say that because one of the problems I had was some of the jokes for me didn't land. I hate being in the middle, but I'm more on the page with Ryan the Lion. I thought it was okay. I am a huge fan of animation, and I didn't think this lived up to, the titans of animation. Pixar, Disney, of course. I also thought the pacing was weird. Like, it was a weird story structure. The plot points kind of happened randomly. I didn't feel like they were designed or they went on a certain pattern.
I agree completely, and I felt like there were times where I'd be watching it, find myself not paying very close attention.
Me too.
And then, within a couple minutes, realizing I had no idea what was going on and having to go back. Oh, what? Did I miss a lot? And then, no, I missed, a minute, and they just completely are doing something different.
Yeah, I did have to rewind it once or twice. For sure. Yeah, I agree with that.
This was kind of a darker story. The kids were trying to get rid of their parents because they thought being an orphan would be better than living with these horrible parents.
I was going to say, to the kids' credit, they had a good point.
Oh, yeah.
Their parents were terrible.
Yeah.
The kids seemed very capable, so I kind of got where they were coming from. I usually do not. Usually I'm as an adult watching kids' movies, I'm like, man, kids are so dumb. I can't believe I ever related to this. But in this one, I'm like, man, the parents are the dumb ones. The kids have their stuff together.
That's what I mean. I really think this would appeal to, the students that I teach, the second graders. It really seems like it'd be, their type of humor. Even though, yeah, it was darker, but, I feel like they're into that. It was still, you knew how it was going to turn out, and it still turned out, the way you thought it would. Which I liked. But along the way, yeah, it was dark. And I was definitely rooting for them to get away from their parents the whole time. I don't know.
Wait, okay, so... so spoiler, if this is a spoiler... thought they actually killed their parents.
The kids being around are a factor, but the parents 100% go against the kids' wishes, which is what ends up getting them killed.
Oh.
The parents are irredeemably awful.
Irredeemably terrible and 100% responsible for everything negative in their own lives.
Yeah.
So, but the moral of the movie still is, hey, I don't like you as a parent, so let's kill you. That's the moral, right? That's what I got from...
Not really.
No, it was actually like pretty good.
They never wanted to kill their parents. All they wanted was to get away from their parents because their parents were awful, which, to the kids' credit, they were correct.
So then there's an issue because my kids are telling me that's the plot. So...
I think that's what your kids got out of it. So, if anything, you might have to watch out. I feel like, you see what you want to see in movies, and your kids are like, yeah, these kids killed their parents, and we loved it. We watch it every day.
I'm going to stop drinking this drink my kid made me.
They're not 100% wrong because they... I don't know how to get into it deeper, but they played on the motif of all these other cartoons where the parents are already dead. So they tried to play on the similar themes of I'd be better off if my parents weren't around. So they tried to put the gears in motion for them to do it themselves. So I actually like that they were trying to play with that theme.
I think probably the most frightening thing in the movie was this orphanage system that they seem to have in this.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
I know.
It seemed like a insane criminal justice system for children that hunt you down. So I don't know what that was about, but it seemed horrific. I would have liked them to explore that a little bit more.
And the kids didn't, the kids thought being an orphan was great until they found out what being an orphan really entails.
Yeah.
So maybe that was the extreme version of that.
Yeah, they did really fantasize about being orphans. It was truly like a thing that was like, oh, if only we could be orphans. That's the dream.
Yeah. Let's start with Walter's children. What did they really like about this movie? We'll get into some favorites. Did they have any specifics?
Do you think I was going to ask that in death? I got a rating, and that's about it. And they watched it a lot. They just told me a synopsis of the movie. That's about it.
May I ask, what was their synopsis? Because based on what little information you've reflected back, it was incorrect.
Well, it's kind of what you were saying, except that
Okay.
when they were giving this vacation to the parents, that they were trying to have the parents killed.
I can see why they would think that.
Well, that is true.
Yeah.
That part's true.
Yeah, so that's what it was, and then I guess I took it and go, oh, they did certain things to make it happen. I put pieces together that weren't there just to make the movie a little more entertaining in my eyes.
The vacation was to places where people die, like a volcano or the top of a mountain,
Yeah.
or the middle of the ocean. So that's where the vacation was. So they're kind of
So it
right.
was to dangerous locations, but
Yeah. All right. Well, before we get into our ratings, let's ask the adults in the room if they had anything that they liked or disliked about this movie. I'll start by saying my favorite part of the whole movie was the narrator cat, played by Ricky Gervais. He started the movie off with a great one-liner, and he was the best part, in my opinion, of this movie.
Yeah, I also really enjoyed the cat. I definitely think it added to the movie. My other favorite part was every time the twins said anything, I actually laughed out
the
loud.
Barnabys.
Yeah, I thought they were so funny. Those jokes were definitely the funniest.
Ryan the Lion, what about you? What'd you like?
I really enjoyed Maya Rudolph as the babysitter. I thought she did a great job. I think she always does an amazing job. She was a delightful character.
I will say the voice cast was pretty good. Even the creepy parents, played by Martin Short and Jane Krakowski, they play that creepy part so well.
Yes.
The neck thing that the guy did every time, it gave me chills. It was horrible.
Let's get into our ratings. IMDb gave this a 6.4 out of 10. The audience, I'm going to say the audience first, they gave it a 64% out of 100. And the critics on Rotten Tomatoes gave this a 90% out of 100.
90?
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Let's see what we think about in our little jungle. Of course, I have to go with Walter. Or should I say Walter's children? And I need to know what their rating is.
I would give it a 4 because of how much I paid attention to this movie. But my kids, they didn't agree with the critics. they gave it a 7.
Oh.
So they did enjoy it. They did watch it a lot, but they didn't think it was the best movie ever.
Oh, okay.
Which kind of doesn't make any sense, because if you watch it every day for...
Yeah, they watched it every day, and they were like, yeah, it was pretty good, and it's all we want to watch always.
Yeah, that's totally
If you asked for this rating after the first time watching it, it probably would have been higher. They probably watched it so much, they're like, I don't want to watch that again.
Yeah, they're worn out on it now.
Yeah, well, I was expecting a little higher, but that's interesting. Let's go with Quackrin. You liked it. What's your banana rating out of 10?
Well, I'm going to agree with Walter's Children on a 7 bananas. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Honestly, I don't usually find myself laughing out loud at kids' movies. The Toy Stories, I feel like I laugh out loud at, and like Monsters, Inc.
Yeah.
But like I feel, and actually The Emperor's New Groove. I could probably go on.
I love that movie.
But other than the ones I just mentioned, I can't really recall laughing during kids' movies. So I felt like I laughed a lot during this one.
That's a good sign for this movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan the Lion, what do you think?
I was kind of in the middle, but leaning more positive, so overall I'm going to give it 6 bananas.
All right, I thought it was a weird story. It was a little stylized. You know, there's parts I did like, but a lot of it I was kind of on the fence about. So I was more in the middle. I went 5.5 bananas out of 10. As we kind of discussed, your kids will like it, and you could probably watch it with them. Just make sure that the theme of murdering your parents doesn't stick.
Yeah.
True.
Now, tell us what you thought. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and come back anytime and join the conversation. You're always welcome here at the Entertainment Jungle.
Quack you next time.